Office politics, to play or not to play? That is a question you and I need to answer, because whether we like it or not, office politics shapes careers and impacts how we succeed or do not succeed in the workplace. Today, we are diving into how to navigate workplace dynamics in a way that positions us for success, helps you build genuine relationships, and most importantly, keeps you true to your authentic self. So whether you're starting out, finding your voice in a new organization, you are new to a place, or climbing the career ladder, this conversation will equip you with practical, real-world strategies to master office politics on your terms. And I'm so honored to have with me Professor Kojo Quartey, President of Monroe Community College. And Prof is no stranger to us. He was with us last year. So, Prof, I'm honored to have you and welcome to our conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marian. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
Well,
always a pleasure. I'm honored. I'm honored to be here with you today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's get into our conversation for the day. Office politics. I have my notebook here. What is office politics? Really, what exactly is office politics?
Yeah, so when we hear the word politics, it has negative connotations, right? But, and I think you said this during your comments, we have to understand that office politics, it's inevitable. It's very necessary. Office politics is those formal and informal interactions, relationships, and behaviors within the workplace to achieve our goals. There are power dynamics involved and just a host of activities. And it's all how you position yourself to be successful. And whether we like it or not, we can't avoid it. And we know it has negative connotations, but it's not always negative. So as a worker in a workplace, how do I position myself to really make progress as we make our way into the future and to move my organization forward also? So that in a nutshell is office politics. And no, you cannot avoid office politics. There's no way you can avoid it. It's a part of work. It's a part of life. And so if you're going to play it, you got to play it well.
Wow. So I like the way you're saying is the interactions, the way we do things.
Behaviors. All those things that happen, so just, I know we don't have a lot of time, but it was a quick story. So I used to work at a place. I was a stalker on a graveyard shift. That's midnight shift. And so they give us all these items. Back in those days, we had to price the items with a price gun. I know young people out there don't know what that is these days, but you got to take each one, you calibrate, and then you price it. But anyway, so I would work with a bunch of other people. And at about 2 a.m., we'd start about 11, unload the truck, and about 2 a.m., the manager would leave. And I'd keep pricing all night. And so the folks who worked with me after the manager left, some of them would go and take a nap or what have you, right, in the store. And so they said to me, Kojo, you're making us look bad. You are working too hard. That's all part of the politics. So what do you do? How do you react to something like that? Do you stop working as hard because they're looking bad, or do you keep doing what you're doing? So what I did was just to talk to the guys and say, hey, look, guys, this is the way it should be. So please, we come here to work. We come here to work. So and I wasn't their supervisor, but we come here to work. So focus on your work as you play office politics and show your competency. Wherever you are, you've got to show competency. And if you're outworking others, yes, it's part of the politics, but that shouldn't hurt you.
Really, thank you for sharing that story. You're bringing up for me something that I haven't even thought about. So I think that in your initial answer to what is office politics, you talked about behaviors, interactions, how people do things and see things. Politics is really a way of looking at things, and the fact that you're able to tell your friends that let's do the work. That's why we were here.
That's our work. That's why we come here, right? And a lot of us are intimidated by office politics because we want to be in our little corner, stay away from other folks. We come just to do the work. But remember, everything you're doing at work is being watched by somebody. And, so the other example I could think of, I asked a friend of mine this question today. I asked him, and he's from India. I asked him, I said, so if you're working in an office and there are individuals who gather at the water cooler, those water cooler conversations, and they talk football and I mean football, as in the NFL or college football, they talk football, and there are 6 or 7 of them. And you don't understand football because you're an immigrant from another country and you don't really get it. What do? He says, well, what I did was I studied, I learned about it, so I could at least be a part of that conversation. I wouldn't go stand at the cooler for 6 hours with them, but learn about it. Try to integrate yourself. And what's important here too about office politics is if you're an unknown or if people don't know you, they'll make assumptions about you. If you go to a place, you're a new person working there. So get to know the people around you. Get them to know you, to understand you, who you are, where you're from, or what have you. And the more they understand you, the more likely they are to interact with you. That's all part of the office politics. So don't go lock yourself off in a little corner or just hang out in your cubicle with your earphones on or what have you, right? So all those part of office politics, but and another one is I worked at a place where there was an individual who would go to work and simply lock himself in his office, and he was very productive, but he locked himself in his office, and he supervised a few others, and some of those individuals I interacted with, and they would say to me all the time, all this guy does is he comes to work and he locks himself in the office. That's part of the politics, right? So he wasn't viewed very positively. People didn't know him. He had a personality, but nobody ever saw that personality. But he was generating all those reports and doing very well. But there was all that a negative undercurrent. So we simply had HR talk to him and say, well, leave your door open, and say to him, leave your door open and interact with people. Walk around sometimes and interact with people. And that made a difference for that individual. So you got to work. You work with people, right? This is, you don't go to work to be an island unless you work alone. So you have to, and I'm no expert in office politics, but I've worked a lot of places and I've had a lot of experiences. And so that's what I'm relating. I'm relating to you.
So, Prof, tell me, let's go back to the original question, the very first question. What exactly is office politics? Then we'll tie it back because you've given us 3 or 4 strategies. So underscore, highlight, what exactly is office politics?
Yes. Interactions in the workplace, you interacting with others in the workplace, behaviors in the workplace, and the power dynamics in the workplace in order for individuals to achieve their goals. Gotta be interactions, right? There are different behaviors. And then there are power dynamics also with office politics. Sometimes you go into a place and let's assume you're not the supervisor. Well, you've got to just learn the culture and understand the place so that you can know how to leverage whatever your strengths are in order to make progress. And office politics, unfortunately, it's mostly about how you make progress while also benefiting your organization, right? But still, it's really about you. How do I make progress? How do I ensure that I don't get fired the next day or booted out the next day? How do I make progress? What do I need to do? What buttons do I need to push? That's why you got to learn the culture. That's why you got to interact with people. And you will find that will take you very far. But in this process, you got to try to be fair and don't play dirty or try to sabotage people, right? And people think that's what office politics is all about, right? Sabotaging people, just so they can get ahead. But don't play dirty. Just try to be fair.
Try to be fair. Don't play dirty. Office politics is really interactions,
Yeah.
behaviors, and power
Yes.
dynamics in order
Yes.
for individuals to achieve their goals and help the organization achieve its business outcomes.
There you go.
So if we can all get it, I know that we can work towards that. Interactions, behaviors, power dynamics in order for individuals to achieve their goals and for businesses to achieve their outcomes.
Yes.
So you've given us some strategies. Be your best at work. That was the very first thing.
Right. You got to be competent. They gotta get to know you. They gotta get to know you, and you need to learn the culture. You need to be engaged.
Be your best, do the work, engage, be part of the conversation. Know people, get to know the culture of the organization where you work. Okay, so I think that you've already started talking about some of the common pitfalls people fall into with office politics.
Right.
Can you just elaborate on that and give us strategies to avoid those pitfalls and to do well, to thrive in the workplace?
Yes. So here are a few of those. So one of the things you don't want to do, here's a pitfall, pitfall for individuals is, as you interact, avoid the gossip. Avoid gossiping. If people are interacting, if it's gossip that's occurring at the water cooler, you want to stay away from that. Don't get into the gossiping. 2, don't spread rumors. You hear something, you don't know if it's a fact or not. Jack and Jill went up the hill, right? Well, you didn't see him going up the hill. Okay, don't spread it. Avoid those rumors and the gossips. Try not to reveal too much information about yourself. Get to know people, have people get to know you, but don't go tell your deepest, darkest secrets. All the problems you're having at home with your wife or your husband or what have you, don't go tell people all that stuff, right? You don't want to do that. That's a pitfall. You don't want to play dirty. I said that also. You want to be professional as you can be at all times. So don't get unprofessional. There's an office party, for example, right? And all this is part of the office politics. So there's an office party, and you go, and next thing we know, you've had too much to drink. You're imbibing a bit too much, and then you get at the table and start dancing. All right, that's not very professional. All right, personally, I don't drink. And if I were to go to an office party, even when I did back in the day, I did not partake of the alcohol, and and so I was not likely to be the one to get on the table. But you tell people to just chill out, people, chill out. Don't overdo it. And you want to build strong relationships, and if you can have a mentor, well, I'm going into. But in terms of pitfalls, just certain things, and don't. Here's one that not everyone will agree with, but unfortunately, don't trust anybody. A friend of mine said to me once, he said, Kojo, I grew up with this guy. He said, don't trust anybody, including me. That's what he said to me. He said, don't trust anybody, including me. I said, what an interesting comment. So guess what? I don't trust him. But so certain pitfalls you want to, just being too familiar with everybody and all of that, and the gossiping and the rumors and all that, playing dirty and all of that. Stay away from that, folks.
Okay.
And don't try to sabotage anybody else in your attempt to move up to the next level. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Play it fair.
So play fair. Play fair.
Play it fair.
If you're going to say anything, and I belong to the Rotary International, and we have the four-way test. And the first question is it the truth? As you interact with people, first you ask yourself, anything you say, ask yourself, and be it office politics or just being professional, right? Is it the truth? The four-way test. That's 1. Is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? If you're going to hurt people in the process, don't go telling lies. Is it the truth? Is it fair? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? It's going to build goodwill and better friendships in your workplace. And this is the Rotary four-way test, and it just those are the mantras, or the mantra by which we need to live our lives. And the motto for Rotary is service above self. You know, you got to think about others also as you make your way through this process here, and don't just think about me. But we know office politics is primarily to do what? Safeguard you, right? And you don't want to get caught in the undertow. But whatever you do, be true to thine own self.
I thank you so much for demystifying office politics for us. It's the
Yes.
interactions, the behaviors, the power dynamics in order for individuals to achieve their goals and for the organization to achieve its business outcomes. And you have given us strategies to avoid those common pitfalls, to be our best so that we can thrive. Is it true? Is it fair? Is it beneficial to those listening to us?
The other point I want to make here is, as you go, there may be people at your workplace who make you angry, right? Whatever you do, stay calm. There was a commercial where I think, I forget what company, Michelin Daniels said, they said, never let them see you sweat. Be calm, cool, and collected. Even if you're angry, take it home. Okay, take it home and be angry at your wife or your husband. No. But don't be angry at work. Don't react emotionally, because all you're doing is exacerbating the situation. If you get too angry at work, don't do it at work. Don't let them see you like that. I get angry with my son at home, and we all do as parents, right? I get angry with my 6-year-old and I yell at him, but I don't come to the office and yell at anybody. You know, I hear it at different place where I've worked. I don't want to say it's here at my place of work, but I hear it where people say, she yelled at me or he yelled at me. And they're not talking about me, but somebody yelled at me. That was unprofessional.
Interactions.
Yes.
Behaviors, power dynamics.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. We will have a chance to have that larger Zoom conversation where we can delve deep. This is just a taste. Thank you, Professor Quartey. Unpacking office politics for us. We all have to play it.
We all have to. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid it.
You cannot avoid it. If that's a takeaway, you cannot avoid it.
You cannot.
And we want to thrive. So we want to know how to interact, know how to behave, know how to, navigate the power dynamics so that we can achieve our career goals and we can support the organization achieve its mission, achieve its business goals. So if this conversation spoke to you, don't stop here. Check out our other videos on why you need a coach, 5 rules for office success, psychological safety, emotional intelligence, all designed to help you, to help me thrive at work and build a fulfilling, values-driven career. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And see you again next time. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.